Hi, this tutorial is going to show you how to create a interior design of a kitchen. I'm going to use some kitchen furniture out of the Kitchen 2 catalogue, which is an add-on set of furniture. There is a set of objects standard in the standard Visual Building catalogue, but this is an additional catalogue. Right, so I'll just select this catalogue and drag this base unit into my plan. I can drag it into the 2D or the 3D view, whichever you prefer. It is actually easier to use the 2D view. Select the object and rotate. I tend to use the preset, so rotate that 30 degrees and press escape to select. And I'm now going to just place that where I want it. I'm going to use the multiple copy to copy two other elements and make that so they are adjoining, no space between them. I'm going to select the object and do the same for another row. This is going to be my center aisle inside my kitchen. Rotate the object and drag it. It looks like I'm snapping to the grid. I can switch the grid off, or I can actually switch to snap off. I'll do both. And then I move the object to where I want it and repeat the multiple copy. Wrong direction, and I'll have 3 copies of this unit. Clear distance, no spacing. Oops, I need 2, not 3. So there's my central island. I can group the objects together, then I can move them around as a group and place them accordingly. Notice I was working mostly in the 2D mode. That looks right. So I'm now going to fast forward through the video rather than place another 20 odd objects exactly the same way. So that was quickly done. Right, I'm going to create a surround for my kitchen. Let's do this one first. So create a end elevation view. Just drag the box, and I've got an instant 2D view through that elevation. And let me zoom through here. I can now use the surface editor tool to actually create a surface surrounding my kitchen. So I've selected the polygon settings, so I can now just draw my polygon of the solid that I want to create around my kitchen units. Just clicking on each point, then right click, complete to enter. And the width of my kitchen units is 56, and my distance from the plane, which is the wall, should be the same. I can now add tiles, I can add some textures. I know the RGB value of the colour that I want, so I can use the pick chart, or I can actually put in my own RGB values, which are, so look, it's 100, 62 and 35. Okay, so that's the right colour I want, and then I can actually add a texture if I wish. Here I've got some fine plaster, so I can actually select that. That's good. And okay. Oh yeah, I'm going to show you that you can actually do a preview. This is a 3D preview of the texture. And let's look at this in 3D. So you can see the surround I've created, and I can define my exact position of my viewer. Doesn't look right. I think my the wall is too far forward, so I need to push that back. Simple enough. I just double click on the surround, and I can change that to 0.65. I obviously had the reference point to the plane in the wrong place. That looks better. Right. The height of that is 0.86. I'm now going to place a work surface, again using the same tool, the surface editor. I'm going to place the surface over here, using the rectangle polygon tool, and now I set that plane to be at the same height as the kitchen base, which is 84, and I'll make that 4 centimeters thick, and I can in the same way add a texture to that surface. Or I can go to my catalogue and drag a texture onto the surface. And we'll use a darker colour here, mottled. I'll just drag that on. And if you double click on that, you can actually see that we have a tile effect in there. And so I need to change the tile sizes. That's achieved in this drop down here, so let's put those at 0.4 meters. And we are now going to add a ceramic hob, gas hob in this case. Got a wide selection here. Again, this is from the extra catalogue. There are standard hobs and features in the standard catalogue, but this is the Kitchen 2 catalogue. So just drag this into a 2D or the 3D view, and then I've got to rotate that because its orientation is obviously wrong, and select 30. That will rotate to the right position. I can position that, but that looks ideally positioned for me. Okay. I've also added the canopy, but I did that while you weren't looking. And also you see I've done the surrounding of the other set of kitchen units. Right, let's add some kitchen furniture. Paper roll. You'll find it easier to place objects like this in the 2D view. You can use both the 2D and the 3D view for a good reference. And if you select the object in the 2D view, it's automatically selected in the 3D view, and vice versa. If you select the wrong object, it highlights and don't move the other object. If you accidentally do remove something, such as a kitchen cabinet or a wall, then just do Ctrl Z to undo the movement. If you can't select the object, just keep left clicking on the object until you go through all the objects which are possible for it to select. Okay, that's great. Zoom out, and yeah, let's have a view from here. And that's the view we've got from that viewpoint. So you can select the viewpoint in the 2D view and you create a 3D view from that. Just realised I have no ceiling. So in the 3D view, yes, ceiling is not enabled, and I'd have to do the same in the 2D view. I'll show you if I create another view. Still no ceiling because I haven't set the ceiling in the 2D view. I've only set the ceiling to exist in the 3D view. And as each 3D view is created from the 2D view, that's why we don't see the ceiling. So there's the 2D view, or 3D view of our 2D view, and you can use the walkthrough tools to walk through. I want to create a elevation view of my complete view. We've got a few things here we want to hide. So go to visibility, switch off the surface editor and the environment. So on. You can place your views anywhere on the screen you wish. I'm using quite a small screen here really for the purpose of the video size. It's 1280 by 720 I think, which is not too good a resolution. And again I'm going to create a second view, turn off the environment and the surface editor, so I just see the kitchen units. Just rearrange these views. Right, I'm now going to take a view and turn my third 3D view down on the full view, which is the 3D view, using my viewpoint tool. And here I want to create not a new view but use my existing 3D view. And here we have looks like. Let's put that one up there and that one there. Zoom out. And we can now move through the screen, or move through the project, and just explore what our interior design looks like. I can save the viewpoint, so if I want to go back, I just click on the save viewpoint there. I can switch the lights on and off. Yeah, we have a viewpoint already saved. So we can then toggle between different viewpoints. Helps you recreate a ray trace image if you want to go back to exactly where you were. Also different types of view. We've got a wireframe, sketch view, and we can walk through the different view types just like you did with the ray trace view. Back to the presentation view. Right, I'm going to show you what view should we work in. Yeah, we'll stay in presentation view. I'm going to ray trace this now. The speed of this depends on your computer. I'm going to cheat and edit the video. It would normally take about 15 minutes to ray trace this, but there you are. That's a quick piece of video editing. Now, one of the problems with ray tracing to the screen is that you've got no permanent copy of it. You can take a screenshot, but it's always better to ray trace to a file. And as soon as this ray trace is completed, we'll ray trace the file. And we ray trace to a file by using the Save As tool, that's here. And we can use any of the save viewpoints or our current view, and we can change our ray trace settings. There will be a separate video on ray tracing, so we won't cover the specification of the ray trace details here. And we're going to save our file as a JPEG. You could save a PNG or a bitmap, but we're going to, or GIF, but we're going to use a JPEG here. Call it Kitchen 2. And we can change the quality of the image. That's a percentage. So if we change that to 100%, we'll get the best size, or the worst size file, but the best quality. So we can load the image. This is saved into the images folder.